on some of these.
Give me a tip.
You do a good job on that. No, it didn't break. It wasn't loud. Now I'm all set. A regular meeting of the City Council is held in Council Chambers on Thursday, September 25th, 2014 at 7 p.m. for the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on September 18th, 2014 at 5:01 p.m. This meeting is being taped. It is live on SATV. I would ask at this time if anyone has a cell phone, they please silence it. Thank you. All councilors are present. Council President McCarthy presided. Councilor O'Keefe moves to dispense with the reading of the previous record. All is in favor? All is opposed? I now ask that we join Councilor O'Keefe. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Where's Chief Cody? At this time, I have the pleasure of turning over the podium to Mayor Driscoll and Chief Cody. We have the honor of swearing in some new officers tonight for the police department. It's a very festive occasion. There's a lot of people in the room, so at this time, seeing no objection, I would ask that Mayor Driscoll and Chief Cody come up to the podium, please.
Great, thank you. It's terrific to be here, and as mayor, it's certainly always a great honor to be able to swear in new public safety officers. In the case of this evening, we've got 4 new firefighters that will be joining the ranks and 3 current members of the department. So the 4 new folks are joining a great team, and we'll have an opportunity to promote and improve our team by moving 3 folks up into a superior leadership position. I really want to thank the family members who are here. Those of us who are in public service know the sacrifices we make. Certainly the folks in public safety, there's extra sacrifices that are made, not only by the employees, but their family members who provide that support so they can do the jobs that they do, and thankfully we do it very well here in Salem. And I also want to give a lot of credit and thanks to the City Council. We have been in a position where we're able to adequately not only fund the resources we need, but the training to make sure we have a strong public safety team, and that's been a hallmark of the work that we've tried to do, and you have been a partner in that effort, and I want to thank you for that, and certainly look forward to working with you as we continue to invest resources in public safety and the protection of our community. With that, I'll turn it over to the Chief before we do this official swearing-in.
Thank you very much. Councilors, thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to allow us to do this. It's always a great ceremony and a great way for people to start off their careers, whether they're a firefighter or newly appointed officer. I'd like to introduce the candidates tonight. We had two retirements. Deputy Chief James Lynch, who was with us for 40 years, so he decided it was time. He took a retirement, which gave us 2 promotions, and also Lieutenant Robert Lemlin, who retired, which gave us our 3rd officer position. The other people you see, the new firefighters, we filled in positions that from the retirements, and also we have rounded our staff out to 88, which the mayor has helped us get, and it's been a few years now, but we're at full staff, which is really great. And this way we get to staff our 2 ladder trucks and our 4 pumps. On my right is Keith Pelletier, being promoted to Deputy Chief, Michael O'Donnell, promoted to Lieutenant, and Joseph Jurassic, promoted to Lieutenant. The 4 new firefighters, Renee O'Royal, Scott Balduke, Andy Francis, and I'm going to embarrass him, but his father is in the room tonight, Captain Billy Francis, and very proud of his son, and Ryan Riley, and his grandfather is in the room somewhere, former firefighter, John Riley. Thank you very much.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
I, Keith Pelletier,
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as
as
your rank,
Deputy Chief, Lieutenant,
acting to the best of my ability and understanding,
acting to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably with the Constitution and laws
agreeably with the Constitution and laws
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Salem,
of the City of Salem,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Keith Pelletier,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Comfortable? Yes. All right. So we're just going to do the same thing. You're going to sit your rank as firefighters. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as firefighter,
as firefighter,
acting to the best of my ability and understanding,
acting to the best of my ability and understanding,
agreeably with the Constitution and laws
agreeably with the Constitution and laws
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Salem,
of the City of Salem,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Andrew Francis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Mr. President,
Counselor O'Keefe.
if I move that if any one of the officers or the new firefighters wishes to say anything, you're on TV, and if there's anybody at home, you speak up at the microphone, because there's cameras everywhere focusing on you tonight. Good luck to all of you.
No pressure.
I would ask everyone, you have to sign the book. It's part of what happens is you have to sign the book to officially be on the register in the
blood.
city. But at the same time, I'd also entertain a motion from somebody in the committee, Council.
So we'll move for a 5-minute recess to
Council
allow
Terry
the
moves for a 5-minute recess.
clear and photographs to be
The
taken.
officers may sign the book, and as the people may have, take some photo opportunities and clear the room. All's in favor, all's opposed. We stand adjourned.
Josh.
Hello.
Hi, Arthur. I couldn't find an agenda.
Good, now I feel much better. When you put 100 people in there, it gets hot.
Yeah, that's my copy. You can look at it. That's my only hard copy. So I have to read that out loud in a little while.
Okay. I'll edit it.
No editing. We're done with the editing. We did all that. The only edit that we made is, since it was printed, is remove the word is.
Oh.
But we're
Stomach cancer. I'm going to tell Chadwick that's what they do.
There's a lot of other things that would cause me to have stomach cancer before that.
I'm going to say Sue Lifesaver. My stepmother used to tell me that for Listerine. She just said, if you ever die of mouth cancer, she says, I'm suing Listerine. Well, because I would have one in my car, one at home, one at work.
You can do it in one. You don't need two. You can do it in one.
That shouldn't happen a while, but I still rinse on a regular basis.
Cheryl, I was asked to take the agenda out of order that while the mayor's here, that we'll do the
Hey, but what they doing? They got all this money to spend on the theater and the communications from the mayor. They can't spend a little more money and make all the small. It's going to be Yep.
You're all set.
okay. We gotta.
just like that, instinctively.
Hey, you know, I was thinking.
That's all.
All set, thank you.
I do this. He's rattling on me. I'm going to stand here. You're all come over here and let's yell at you.
She has no more minutes. There's none.
I'm just going to put this in my drawer.
Terrell.
Mr. President, I move we resume the meeting.
Council Terrell moves that we resume the meeting. Public testimony? None. Council Terrell?
Mr. President, I move we move for suspension of the rules to allow Mayor Driscoll to make a presentation.
Council Terrell moves to suspend the rules to allow Mayor Driscoll to make a presentation. Any objection? Could I see 3 hands? Thank you. Mayor Driscoll.
Thank you. It got a little quieter in here now. That was kind of fun, but this is also a special opportunity to recognize a longtime city employee who probably has one of the toughest jobs in our entire community, certainly working for the city of Salem, and that's Jim Hacker, who's been our parking director for 13 years and is retiring just on the eve of October, I've noted. Jim has done really a terrific job managing what I always say is a 4-letter word, and especially in downtown Salem. Not only managing the garages, we have 2 of them, but also managing the lots and parking enforcement personnel. That's a situation that's almost no-win between snow emergencies and busy weekends in October, trying to make sure we are serving as many needs as we can, whether there are people who live downtown, who are coming to patronize the city, who work here, or who are visiting here, and that's a lot of masters to serve through it all, and that is stressful at those times when we know we're busiest. Jim has done it always with the city's best interest in mind, extremely conscientious. I've never seen an employee who treats that building like it's theirs from the perspective of really wanting to make sure we're getting the most out of it, we're getting the most efficient way we're operating with resources. We've done that sometimes on limited budgets. We haven't been able to invest in all the technology we'd like to in that parking garage. Fortunately, we are looking at those options going forward, but I really wanted to make sure he didn't retire and leave without us recognizing him for that. We've had lots of heated meetings in here about parking or parking enforcement, and sometimes you're on the other end of that angry phone call or somebody who received a fine or doesn't like the nature of the system. We've recently gone through a parking overhaul. Again, those are touchy issues. We're always trying to do our best, but there are a lot of those masters to serve, and at the helm doing a lot of that is Jim Hacker. So Jim, if you could come forward, I really want to recognize you. And his wife Ricky is here as well. I know there's lots of grandkids, lots of activities. Managing grandkids might be easier than managing overdue meters, but it's a pleasure to have you here, and I want to recognize you for your 13 years of dedicated service to the city and wish you the best in all your future endeavors in your well-deserved retirement. So thank you, Jim.
standing ovation. It's a lot of pressure. I'd just like to thank the council and the mayor for this recognition. It's always nice to be, it's very gratifying to receive something for a job well done. But you should all know that I was just the captain of the ship there. A lot of the hard work is the dedicated people, the 30-odd people that work in the parking department, the part-timers, the full-timers, the supervisory staff. They're the ones that put it together and did all the heavy lifting and then made us successful. I'd like to thank this body, the council, for everything you've done to support me in the parking garage. You've always treated me well, maybe not kindly, but with respect. And I think we made a pretty good team. I'd also like to thank the mayor for reappointing me several times. But her trust in me and confidence in me went a long way, and I appreciate everything. I know you've got a lot of business to do tonight, so I will say good night.
Jim, hold on. I think Councilor Keith wants to roast you down memory lane here.
Through you, Mr. President.
Councilor Keith first.
Through you, members of the City Council. I want to recognize Jim as a dedicated city employee, honest, reliable, and I could always count on him when I had a problem, especially I frequently leave the lights on in my car when I'm in the garage, and he's made sure I get started. But he made one salient point: park on the roof, and that's where I park all the time. I don't have to have. When I get up there, I know to shut them off, and when I come down, I put them up. But more people should emulate what service you've dedicated to the city, both on the Board of Appeal, you were on the Board of Appeal before that. And I want to recognize you and Ricky for everything you've done. Ricky works with Elaine's husband and keeps my computer in business. But your family, as far as I'm concerned, Jim, I welcome you, salute you, keep healthy. God bless you.
Thank you.
Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President, through you. I want to thank Mr. Hacker for his service, and he made reference to being the captain of a ship, and I want to say something here that most people know that I probably have a little bit of familiarity with that vessel, and he had a lot of really good crew members over the years, and he may have even had one or two moderately difficult ones here and there, and he always handled them very well, and it's not an easy job, as the mayor said. There's a lot of angry people that come in here, and I think he handled himself very well, always on an even keel, to keep it on nautical terms. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too would like to thank Mr. Hacker for his years of service. He does a fantastic job, did a fantastic job, and he's going to be sorely missed. Thank you for everything you've given to the city.
Thank you.
Councilor Fury.
About 10 years ago, the city council and the city was going through a difficult time, and I think one of the few people that rose with real profile and courage to bring this issue up to the front, and Jim brought it to the front. It was a real profile and courage, and his dedication, his honesty, his integrity is unmatched in the city. Irreplaceable, Jim. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Jim, I can't let you go without saying a few words. First of all, thank you. The relation, obviously, for a while there, Ward 1 had both garages in it, so there was weekly conversations about various issues, and Jim, you've always conducted yourself with the utmost respect to me and my opinions, and we always tried to work through problems. I want to wish you well, you and your family, and good luck in the future. I hope you don't leave us totally. I hope you're still around, because I think you've been a gret asset to the city, and I will miss you, and I will miss those conversations about some of those people we talk about and not using names, and so-and-so called me again, and we used to play the game who called who first, and what the guess was and what the issue was, and but for the most part we tried to work through those issues and try to resolve them as best we could, and I want to thank you for all that.
Thank you.
And you will be missed.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you, Jim. Councilor Girard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that we take the agenda out of order and to address the communications from the mayor on page 4 to address the easements while the mayor is here and can answer questions.
Excellent. Council Gerard is asked to take out of order in the agenda on page 4, communications from the mayor, specifically the easements. I know there's been a few questions about, and there might be a few questions about those, and it is of the utmost important that we move these questions because it will potentially have an impact on delaying the garage. So, Madam City Clerk, if you would call the first order with regards to communications with the mayor.
We have an order to grant of easement to Mass Electric Company for switchgear, manhole, a transformer, and conduit.
Council Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Council Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. We do have the mayor here, and if she wants to, do you want to address each one individually, or? Okay.
Council, ask for suspension of the rules, please.
Oh, may I have a suspension of the rules, please?
Council Gerard asks for suspension of the rules, allow the mayor to address us on these topics. Seeing no, just show of 3 hands. Seeing no objection, Council, Mayor Driscoll, please.
Great, thank you for the opportunity. I'll be brief. Some of these are housekeeping matters, and some of these are, we're attending to the fact that with the new location of the garage, there's a few boundary issues we want to make sure we're taking care of. Many folks know when that new station, well, what was a new station several years ago, 20-odd years ago, when it moved to that location, it was due to a fire at the current station over here on Raleigh Plaza. So it was a pretty quick operation to get up and running where they currently are. And we never really worked through all of the easements between what was the city land, what was National Grid property, what was the MBTA land. The array of easements in front of you, actually 5 easements and 1 release, now intend to do that. With the construction of the new garage, there's a couple of utility easements that had to be adjusted. Some of them weren't in place, they needed to be in place. With the addition of the new garage, there's a height differential in the retaining wall. That's being addressed with one of these easements. And the drainage and utilities that were relocated where there was an easement, the SOAR easement, we're asking for a release of that. I think you have them all with you. They are time sensitive. The MBTA has reached out to us. City Solicitor Beth Renard worked with both the National Grid attorneys and with the MBTA attorneys. No easy feat to get these to a point where they were in final form. They've been reviewed by our engineers, and we feel as though everything is in order with respect to granting them. We're asking for you to act in one evening due to the fact that National Grid really needs these in place before they will actually commence the work. So we obviously want to be able to open the garage on a timely basis, and are asking for your indulgence to approve this evening so we can keep that project moving forward.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any further discussion on the first order in front of us? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of granting an easement to Mass Electric for switchgear, manhole, transformer, and conduit, 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Council Gerard. Next one.
Okay. But she's supposed to.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Madam City Clerk, I jumped the gun, sorry.
We have an order to grant of easement to Mass Bay Transit Authority, MBTA, to allow pedestrian and vehicular access over the MBTA access easement.
Council Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Council Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing none, any discussion from a member of the committee, body? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the grant of an easement to Mass Bay Transit Authority to allow pedestrian vehicular access over MBTA access easement, 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We have a grant of easement from the MBTA to City of Salem for purpose of allowing pedestrian and vehicular access to the MBT parking lot over the City of Salem access easement PE2C.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Under discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing none. Any discussion from a member of the body? Seeing none. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famiko?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Terrio?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the granting of an easement from MBTA to city for the purposes of allowing pedestrian vehicular access to the MBT parking lot, PE-2, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further communications to the mayor.
We have an order to grant of easement from the City of Salem to the MBTA for the purpose of constructing a retaining wall.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Any discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion? Any discussion from the members of the council? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famiko?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yeah.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Terrio?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of granting an easement from the city to the MBTA to construct a retaining wall, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order of grant of easement from the City of Salem to the MBTA for the purpose of installing underground water and sewer lines and conduit for Verizon.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Under discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing no discussion, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famiko?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Terrio?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of granting an easement from the city to MBTA for the purpose of installing underground water and sewer lines and conduit for Verizon, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We have a release of sewer easement by the City of Salem of a sewer line no longer in use.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption by roll call vote. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Councilor O'Keefe.
I'd like to ask the mayor a question through you about none of these issues, but just a general question about the garage. Would you honor it after this, or, I'm in favor of this, I don't want to stop this, no, but I have a question about the garage.
I'll grant
in
you
general.
a little bit of leeway. Go ahead.
Through you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mayor, the MBTA pledged to you that it would be open Wednesday, the 15th of October. Have they kept along? Are we going to open it then?
So the initial date was actually October 10th. That was what they told us, you know, when they started the project, that was the goal. Even when the check-ins, as recent as 4 weeks ago, they were still on schedule for October 10th. Approximately 2 weeks ago, they revised that schedule, and it's now October 17th, and they believe they can hit the October 17th schedule.
So Friday, the 17th, instead of Wednesday, the 15th.
That's what I'm being told. That was the last update for them, and most recent check-in, they are, you know, ready to go. If you've been out there, it's starting to feel a little bit more ready. Now there will
was there
still,
when they put the first beam up, column?
there will still be a punch list, so I don't want to give you the impression that everything will be completed, but the garage will be open, the platform will be fully accessible, the full high platform, walk right onto the train. People will be able to use the walkway, come right down to the train, is closer to the watchtower. You won't have to be all the way on the other end. So there'll be other pieces on the punch list coming together, but operational.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep.
Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, actually, to the mayor.
While I'm up here?
Back on the actual topic, and this is just more out of curiosity, because I've been listening, we've all been listening to this National Grid thing about putting in a new line and whether or not they should pull out the old line.
Right.
What happens to the old sewer pipes down there? Do we leave those? Do we cap those? Do
I'm
we
not sure.
flush
I
them?
can get an answer. I'm not sure if the project, giving all the site work they did out there, to be honest, I think they pretty much cleared everything that was there, with the exception of the historic wheelhouse, which they
They
actually
would pull-
reburied.
So they would pull the line out theoretically?
Generally, they've done a lot of site work there. I don't know if they abandoned those in place, just filled them in, or if they pulled them out, but I'll be happy to find
I
out
would be
and get back to
interested
you.
in finding that out, because obviously we have a lot, constantly with our old sewer system, we have a lot of problems, even with the water system, as we found out in the last couple of days. And we're constantly digging holes in places to put things, and we find things that we didn't know that were there. And this is definitely a possibility for that 5 years from now, 25 years from now.
Well, the sewer lines actually are the release of an easement, so it may have been abandoned years ago, Counselor, and it may just be we're catching up with releasing it, but I'll get the details on it.
I'm just wondering, do
Yeah.
they pull this out, or they just
Yeah.
leave it there?
Lots of times they're left in place if it's not necessary for a foundational support, because it's just cheaper to fill them in and leave them there, but I will get the details and we'll get back to you on it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Terrio?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of the release of a sewer easement by the city, the sewer line no longer in use, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Council Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we go back to the original order of the
Council
agenda.
Gerard moves that we go back to the regular part of the meeting, which would be on page 2. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you taking it out of order.
Hearings.
We have an order from Comcast to install a conduit on Lynn Street.
Is there anyone in the chamber here to appear in favor of this petition?
Yes, good evening, Tim Broderick. I'm with Comcast, 55 Concord Street, in North Reading. The proposal is to provide service to 6 Lynn Street by intercepting an existing conduit on Lynn Street and placing one 3-inch PVC conduit in a northeasterly direction to the property of number 6 Lynn Street to provide service to that building.
Council Famico?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the hearing be closed.
Well, any questions from you?
Mr. Broderick, are you working with Kate Fox with Destination Salem?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's aware of when this will be happening in relation to the trolleys and tour buses?
Yes, I've been in communication with Kate through email.
Excellent. Thank you.
Is there anyone in the chamber wishing to speak either in favor or opposed to this petition? Seeing none, Council Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the hearing be closed.
Council Famico, move the hearing be closed. Council Famico.
I move this be approved.
Council Famico moves this matter be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appointments and reappointments.
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Janet Green to serve as a member of the Board of Health with a term to expire on March 1st, 2016.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we approve this confirmed by roll call vote.
Councilor Gerard moves for confirmation by roll call vote. Under discussion, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Janet Green has been a resident in Salem for the last 24 years, and she is a nurse. She has worked in many different capacities as a nurse. She has worked in an emergency department, triage. She has worked on policy, and I think that she would just be a phenomenal addition to our Board of Health now that Gail Sullivan has left.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Councilor O'Keefe.
Remarks, Mr. President, through you, members of the council. This young lady is replacing Gail Sullivan. And Gail Sullivan has been up as a nurse, was a nurse at Salem High School. My grandchildren had the woman, and as you know, she was the wife of Stanley Kale, Dr. Kale, who retired from Salem State. So they're both retired. But Gail was so thoughtful of me. She knew I had a fire department phobia about everything. She comes from Flint, Michigan. And when she was home on vacation in Flint, Michigan, she went to their store that sells fire department T-shirts and all that business, which you see our gentlemen have. And they have to buy that separately. The city doesn't buy those red things they had on last night here, red T-shirts. That's something they do, out of the veterans. That's a Friday. Our firefighters wear those red sweatshirts every Friday in honor of the veterans that are fighting for our country. And that's their recognition. So Gail brought me back a T-shirt with a flint. And that was the motto of this Flint Fire Department. And I thought it was so nice of her, and I've never worn it because it will shrink and I never get into it. But it's hanging in my room, my fire. But I appreciate if she's watching, and Stan especially. I miss him at Salem State, Doctor. I miss him a lot. And but I want to salute Gail and welcome Janet to this, which is a great board to sit on. And we're going to be dealing with all kinds of things, and we need your expertise. My mother was an RN. And at one time, I'm babbling on. When I first met the president of Salem State University, Dr. Meserve, I looked at her card, and if Pat's watching, I looked at her card, and it said Patricia McGuire Meserve, PhD, Doctor, RN. Now, RN, she was a nurse, and she thought so much of it, she had it on her business cards. Dr. Patricia McGuire Meserve, PhD, RN. So I appreciate, my mother's an RN at Salem Hospital for 30 years. Went to the Faulkner Hospital. I was born on a Friday, but that didn't affect anything. Thank you. Welcome to the board, Larry and other members of the board. Much appreciated. Great board.
I ignored my own rule by not turning off my phone. Sorry about that. Any further discussion? Council Fury.
I had the opportunity and privilege to serve for 3 years in the Board of Health, as the liaison to the City Council, and Gail was just an amazing person. Dedication, professionalism. Could we send a city CEO to her for her dedication and professionalism to that board? And my 5 sons had her at Salem High School as a nurse, and over the years, they're just dynamite lady, absolute dynamite. The family, her husband too, Stan. Thank you.
Any further? Council Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, I'll be brief. I just want to welcome Janet Green to the Board of Health. I want to thank her very much for her willingness to serve, and I can attest to her willingness to help her community through her charitable work with the Salem YMCA. So thank you very much.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, there's something else that I have to say, that I know Janet and Clayton's daughter, Anne Marie, and I had mentioned to her, I said, hey, you know, we're looking for someone for the Board of Health, and would your mom be interested? And she said, yeah, but don't ask my dad, because my dad will volunteer her for everything. So then I ran into Clayton at the Y, and I completely forgot about what she said, and I said, Clayton, would Janet be interested? He said, yes. And then after that, I said, oh, wait, Anne Marie told me not to do that. But that very night, Janet called me and said, what do I need to do? This is what I want to do. So thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Terrio?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the appointment of Janet Green to the Board of Health, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a suspension of the rules to allow Mrs. Green to address the council.
Councilor Gerard asks for suspension of the rules to allow Ms. Green to express the council. Show of 3 hands, thank you. Ms. Green, if you would. If you want to. There's no pressure.
This is short. I know you don't like speeches. Nobody does. It's an honor for you to have appointed me to the Board of Health. It's something that I really look forward to. I've been a nurse for many years and done many things in nursing, but this is one thing I haven't done. I've always been interested in public health. I'm interested in using my skills to try to enrich what we can do for the town. I hope I live up to your hopes for me. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Peter A. Copelas, 40 Warren Street, from an alternate member to a full-time member of the Zoning Board of Appeals with a term to expire on March 1st, 2015.
Council Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move this be held under the rules.
Council Famico moves that this be held under the rules. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Donald Famico to serve as a constable with a term to expire on August 1st, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that this be received and filed.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor?
Present.
All those opposed? Present. Thank you. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Kyle Wheaton to serve as a constable with a term to expire on August 11th, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that this matter be received and placed on file.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those in favor? Further communications, the mayor.
We have a transfer of $2,700 from mayor's full-time salary account to mayor consulting contracted services account.
Councilor Torrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Torrio moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Essentially, this is just Christian stayed out a little bit longer than he was originally planned to, and this is to keep Mr. Cox around for an additional couple of weeks using some of the money saved there. So we've been getting some extra help in the mayor's office as a result of his appointment. He's done a terrific job helping out for us, even though I usually refer to him as, I still call him Christian, even though, because it's just easier. But he's done a very good job for us, and is glad we're going to have him for a couple more weeks going into Haunted Happenings.
Excellent, thank you. Any further discussion? Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the chairman of the Finance Committee. I think we've actually discussed this a little bit before, but does this create a positive or a negative as far as the outlay, financial outlay for that office? His Christian salary has been put aside, so are we ended up spending more money in that office or less money, or is it an even sum?
Councilor Torrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. No, there's no net change. It's moving from salary and into contracted services, because he is Mr. Cox was not an employee. He was a contracted contract worker.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, it's my understanding it's revenue neutral. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on the adoption of Councilor Torrio's motion to approve, all those in favor? All those opposed? None of those, we already did all those. Mayor's informational page, none. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Torrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, City Council, September 25th, 2014, ordered that the monthly financial report dated August 31st, 2014 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion?
No discussion, routine housekeeping.
On Councilor Torrio's motion that this matter be adopted, all those in favor? All those opposed? Matter carries. Councilor Famico.
The next one, I'd like to refer to the Committee of Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted.
Okay. Could you read the ordinance first?
One moment, please.
No, that's fine. Someone have a motion for a 1-minute recess so the Assistant City Clerk can help her find? So moved. Councilor Appley moves for a 1-minute recess. Thank you. Counselor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we return to the regular agenda.
Counselor Epley moves to return to the regular portion of the meeting. Counselor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. My apologies about that.
No problem.
City of Salem in the year 2014, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 75. General prohibition towing zones by adding the following. Emerton Street, both sides in its entirety, resident sticker parking, 8 p.m. until 6 a.m., Zone C, color green, resident sticker parking. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Under discussion?
For this particular matter, I'd like to have some further time to examine our resident sticker parking in that area, as well as the next matter, to do an overlay of kind of looking at a map, seeing where we have resident parking, where we do not, as well as looking at how many cars are registered on that street in particular. This won't affect the month of October, as this particular neighborhood is included within our Halloween parking zone. And this will give us an opportunity to kind of examine everything, and also, whereas Mr. Hacker recently retired, we might have our new parking director on board that might have some say in the matter as well.
So your motion is to...
Move to refer to Committee of Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, co-posted.
Counselor Famico moves that this matter be moved to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs, co-posted Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Counselor Famico.
City of Salem in the year 2014, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 75. General prohibition towing zones by adding the following. Forester Street, both sides from Webb Street to Washington Square East in its entirety. Resident sticking parking, 8 p.m. until 6 a.m., Zone C, color green, resident sticker parking. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter. I move this be referred to the Committee of Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted.
Counselor Famico moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs, co-posted. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Goes to committee. Further motions, orders, there's no more. Is there any motion or resolution that's not listed in the agenda that someone wants to bring in? Seeing none. Committee reports. Councilor O'Keefe.
Councilor? City of Salem, City Council, September 25th, 2014. The Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs, to whom was referred the matter of granting certain licenses, has considered said matter and recommend approval of the following. A tag day for Salem Academy Charter School, the 10th of October 3rd, 2014, October 5th, 2014, November 1st, 2014, and November 2nd, 2014. Salem Boosters football, October 12th, 2014. Salem High School boys basketball, 12th, 2014, and 1st, 24-15. Move that be granted.
On acceptance of the report, all those in favor, all those opposed. On adoption of the recommendation, any further discussion?
None.
Seeing none. On adoption of the recommendation, all those in favor, all those opposed, the matter carries. Further committee reports, Councilor. No, I was looking at...
Councilor McCarthy, Ward 1. Councilor McCarthy. Oh, Councilor Milo.
Thank you,
at
Mr.
large.
President. I'd like to recuse myself on the advice of the solicitor.
All right, ma'am, let the record recuse that reflect that Councilor at large Elaine Milo recused herself.
Oops, sorry.
Councilor McCarthy, Ward 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Committee of the Whole was pretty busy this week. In the City Council, September 25th, 2014, the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of a proposed Salem State University parking garage behind PB Hall, has considered said matter and recommend the adoption. No, that's not right. Has considered said matter and recommend that Councilors Turiel and O'Keefe draft a resolution and present it to the committee on the date specific, actually was today.
Yes.
Which happened, so that was the recommendation of the committee.
Would you want to...
Under discussion, thank you.
Yes.
First of all, I want to, once again, I said it at the meeting the other night, but I want to thank the city clerk and the assistant city clerk, as well as John in the mayor's office, and everyone else who helped move the meeting over to the Salem 5 community room. The issue of the garage is a very contentious, heated discussion amongst the neighborhood and the Salem State University. And after it was brought to light of the overflow crowd that was at the Enterprise Center, I thought it was advantageous to move the meeting, and with the help of the clerks, we were able to do so, and everyone was able to have a seat and hear and participate in the discussion that night. And I also want to thank Salem 5 Bank for providing that room to us. All that being said, that evening we had many people come up and testify with regards to the Salem State University parking garage. And basically the outcome of many discussions was, it's too big, it's in the wrong location, put it someplace else and make it smaller. There's an overview of what was simply condensed, what was about a 3-hour meeting. It's condensed into in one sentence is, it's too big, let's move it someplace else, and it doesn't belong in a residential neighborhood. And if you're gonna build a garage, make it smaller, so someplace else. So with that, taking that lead from the meeting, the motion was made to have Councilors Turiel and O'Keefe come up with a resolution that they would present back to the committee of whole, which they did earlier this evening, which will come up in another committee report, and that the resolution be brought out to the City Council, basically stating our concerns and objections with what's proposed, and how we would how we would notify the university of those through a resolution. So specifically for this committee report, that's what the result was to move the matter to this body, which met earlier tonight again on this, in which we'll present a resolution out later. So,
any other remarks on the resolution on this matter as presented by the council president? Hearing none. Oh, Councilor Turiel, Ward 5.
Thank you, Mr. President. I actually believe the way the agenda is written that should we be reading it out from this particular agenda item? Because I don't see it anywhere else later in the agenda for that.
So was it continued? So okay.
Yeah, so it was continued.
I'm getting a nod from the city clerk. Thank you, Mr. President. The further committee report, which is because we continued the meeting till earlier this evening at 6 o'clock, the further result of that committee meeting on Monday was a resolution, of which there was a draft resolution which was read into the record earlier, and there was, and I give credit to Councilor Turiel, who kept wonderful notes during that and kept making adjustments to an original document to a document that everyone has a copy in front of them. And I, at this point, would yield the floor and allow Councilor Turiel to read the document that was amended, which was initially introduced to us at 6 o'clock and which was amended throughout the course of the meeting. And about 6:55, he had this printed off, and this is the document which will be presented to the council for their adoption.
The objections on the member of the council are hearing none. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Despite all that work, there was one typo that has been adjusted in both the final copy and in the printed copy I have here in the fourth paragraph.
You read that resolution, sir?
I will. Whereas the neighborhood surrounding Salem State University is a Salem Code of Ordinances R1 zoned area, residential in nature and entitled to the quiet enjoyment of their homes in consideration of the R1 zoning. And whereas Salem State implemented their plan to build a 750 vehicle parking structure in the Peabody lot without adequate notification or feedback from the abutting homeowners and the surrounding neighborhood. And whereas the environmental review for Salem State's 2013 Master Vision Plan appears to have been submitted without the foreknowledge or collaboration of local officials who were thereby essentially denied the right to review. And whereas the City Council of Salem, Massachusetts recognizes the planned parking facility is too large for the neighborhood in which it sits, and despite Salem State's professed intent to offer mitigation to the abutters, the only truthful mitigation would be to then demolish the structure. And whereas Salem State has thus far not been able to adequately address the demand for parking by creating alternatives to driving or setting policies to restrict car use and Whereas Salem State has a long history of working with the city for the mutual benefit of both the city and the university, resolved that the City Council of Salem, Massachusetts calls on the trustees of the Salem State University, the Salem State Assistance Corporation, the Massachusetts State College Building Authority, and President of Salem State University to withdraw and reevaluate their plans to build a 750-car garage on the Peabody lot in an R1 zone, and to work collaboratively with the city and the residents to identify and develop better solutions to the issue of on-campus parking. We ask that the university carefully look at all possible sites on and near the garage, including the Weir property and the O'Keefe Center. We ask that garages be built more in scale with the neighborhood and to smaller sizes. We ask the trustees to meet directly with the abutters to the proposed garage. And we would also ask that Salem State work with local transportation resources to develop a comprehensive plan for managing traffic and vehicular access to the campus. And this will be submitted
Remarks, Councilor?
Yeah, and this will be submitted to all the appropriate authorities as discussed in the committee meeting, including all the trustees, the secretary, the Assistant Corporation Board, and all listed.
Any other members of the City Council? Yes, Councilor Fury, Tom, at large.
Please, Mr. President, I wish to commend and congratulate the mayor initiating an independent traffic study that would take place whether the traffic on Canal Street and Long Avenue and Lafayette Street would be compatible to a garage of any capacity. And I applaud her in doing that situation. But just tonight, we talked about a garage that's going to be open on October 17th, the MBTA garage. And we have 3 garages in the city of Salem now. With that on board, we have the MBTA garage on October 17th, and they were abutted by Parker Brother condominiums, apartments, the Old Salem Jail, business, condos in the Burger Restaurant, ONC Public Housing, Dalton Public Housing, Ash Street condominiums and offices nearby that. We have another garage called the South Harbor Garage. We have businesses and residences around that also. We have a downtown parking garage and condos all around that and businesses around that. Garages are a fact of life. In the city of Salem, it needs parking, and they have been instrumental in helping to solve some of the problems. Salem State has a critical problem. I have a bachelor's and 3 masters from Salem State College. I live near Salem State College. I went to all the meetings over the last 18 years. The hue and cry by many of the residents going to the South Harbor, Salem Neighborhood Association was parking. Then also was to build dorms. So I would be opposed to this because I believe this is in the best interest of a parking garage. Maybe it's too big, but I think it's positive. Thank you.
Any other members of the City Council wish to address this issue? Hearing, Councilor McCarthy. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that being said, to my colleague across the aisle, that's fine. With that, I would just offer 2 changes to the language. One would be in the last paragraph to be consistent with what I said earlier. Wherever it says Salem State, it should be Salem State University, just to be clear, so there's no, it's the second to last line says Salem State. It should just be university, so that's whatever, it doesn't really matter. But just to be consistent that we recognize them as Salem State University. And then probably at the beginning of the resolve, be it resolved that I'm assuming we're going to set this up like a resolution, it's going to be prepared for us so we can sign it. Somehow mention we, the undersigned members of the Salem City Council, because if the at-large council is not going to sign on to this, we can't say this entire city council, so somehow it should read, we, the undersigned members of the city council, just to be clear, and so there isn't any ambiguity in that. Other than that, I think I want to commend Councilor Turiel that the committee meeting earlier this evening was probably one of the least structured meetings I ran in a long time because there was a lot of input. We were trying to get we just got the document, a lot of back and forth. A few members of the public spoke, but for Councilor Turiel to manage to get every thought that we came up with and put it into changes and it reflects on this document, I think it's very well done, and I will be supporting this, even with any further amendments that might be made to it.
Any remarks from members of the City Council on the amended resolution? Councilor Turiel, you have any comments? That's it?
Nope, I will make the
Anyone
appropriate
else?
edits.
Hearing none? Clerk will call the roll. You want a roll call, sir, or just hands shown to hand?
Actually, it would just be a show of hands because obviously, I'm sorry, Mr. President, it would just be a show of hands because those of us who are going to sign on to it are going to sign on to the document, so there's no.
Okay.
In my opinion, there's no need to roll call vote.
Adequately. All in favor? Opposed? Really, it's unanimous. Yes.
No.
Councilor McCarthy again?
Opposed.
Oh, Councilor Perry. Opposed?
Yes.
Really? Okay, Council McCarthy.
Thank you. Which one's next? I lost. Hold on.
Page 9, bottom.
Uncle Joe.
Bottom of 9, I'm sorry. I have it in front, I have them all, but I'm not sure which one's next. Oh, the city marshal? Gotcha.
Sir.
City of Salem.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, City Council, September 25th, 2014. The Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of the Home Rule petition to legislature to remove the position of city marshal from civil service as is considered said matter and recommend that the denial.
Let the record reflect that Councilor Elaine Milo at large has rejoined the committee meeting. Council McCarthy, remarks?
Thank you, Mr. President. Last evening, we had another lengthy meeting with regard to this issue and two others that are subsequent. Basically, to condense a lot of what happened in a 3-hour period in a meeting. The mayor brought in a petition that was separate from the original petition that she brought in, which was for the police and fire. This one was strict for the police. The mayor made a presentation as to all the reasons why. She brought in an amended ordinance, which we'll bring up later. But after much discussion, and the police unions had their opportunity to speak, members of the public had their opportunity to speak about the value of keeping the chief's position in-house and keeping it in civil service specifically, because that's the way it's been done since I can't remember the date.
1880.
1880, thank you. And that's the way it's been done, so that's the way they want to keep it. So after much debate and the city, we took a roll call vote last night, and the call was, there was 10 members, so it was 8-2 that the matter be denied, and that the city council would not send a petition off to the state legislature asking them to remove civil service. So
8-2 with 1 absent.
correct. 8-2, 1 absent. It's a matter that's been out there for a while. It's a matter that hopefully has now been resolved, I hope, and will move forward in some direction, hopefully, that, but this body has spoken that to the fact that we think it should stay, and so that's the will of the body, and that was the vote, and I'm sure some other people will make some comments. I'll go on record as saying I support the police department. I believe that they have a candidate internally, whoever he or she may be, and I hope that that person will rise to the challenge and fill some big shoes that are going to be left by the two most recent chiefs, Chief St. Pierre and Chief Tucker.
Any other remarks, member of the City Council? Councilor Elaine Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, I was absent at the committee meeting the other night. I was traveling for business, but I was here in spirit, believe me. I really appreciate all of everybody's input, their efforts, their candor, their passion. It was clearly an emotionally charged room. I had the opportunity to watch a DVD that Patrick burned for me, and you know, the energy in the room is demonstrates the uniqueness of Salem and the specialness of Salem, and it really is what makes Salem great. Having the opportunity to watch the meeting and not necessarily being a part of the meeting gave me a chance to kind of stand back and distill the comments, kind of take a look at what everybody was saying, and I realized there were a couple different themes that that everybody was putting forward, whether it be the mayor, the police, the residents, and my colleagues here. And what I heard was, we're looking for fairness. We all want this to be a fair process. And we're clearly looking for a process that removes as much subjectivity from the whole process as we can. And I think essentially what we're looking for is to keep politics out of the process. And I agree with that. I think we really do need to keep the politics out of this. And I believe right here and right now, the best way to do that is to keep the system of civil service in place. Now, I just have just one other thought. And apart from the police department, well, the police department and the fire are really charged with, you know, keeping us safe. It's a noble charge. They're both very noble professions. I would go so far as to call them vocations. And I don't think we can look at either one of those departments in the same manner we look at human resources or the finance department or any other the departments across the city. I mean, basically, I think these are paramilitary organizations, and I think when you look at, you know, let's just say the Army's looking to fill a position for, I don't know, Major General or something like that. You know, they're not soliciting resumes from the Air Force or from the Navy or from McDonnell Douglas. They're looking from within. They're promoting from within. And I really believe that that's what we know, that's what civil service does. And I really believe that that's what Salem needs to do at this time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other members? Tom Fury at large.
Yes, please.
Councilor Fury.
Please, I strongly concur with Councilor at large, Milo. The police and the fire department have a unique brotherhood and sisterhood. It's so special, so special. You could feel that last night. You could feel that 365 days, 24/7, and how lucky we are to have them. And I strongly believe there was a real good person involved in the police department, and I think they'll rally behind him or her to make the best police chief possible, and we'll be very lucky to have. I hope all 11 or 12 of them are qualified for it. Well, think about applying and going through the process there. And I think in the long run, Salem will rise to the occasion. You'd see that emotion, that excitement, that enthusiasm, and I think we'll be a win-win situation to pick out the next police chief. And I'm looking forward to it'd be an honor and privilege to serve with the new police chief. Thank you.
Any other member of the council wish to speak in this committee report? Hearing none. Show of hands is sufficient. Councilor McCarthy, would you rather have a roll call?
It's up to your will.
Roll call on the show of hands. Call the roll. All right, clerk will call the roll on this committee report.
Mr. President?
Councilor Epley.
Just as a matter of procedural question, I mean, are we first accepting the report of the committee of the whole? And
yes,
first, my suggestion we just do that by a show of hands, and then perhaps.
Oh, all right.
But then perhaps on the acceptance of the recommendation, that's when we could do the roll call.
All in favor of simple acceptance of the report? In favor? Opposed or voted? All right. Councilor McCarthy, now you want to.
Just for clarification, the acceptance of the report was, we all just accepted denial.
That's right.
We all just agreed to accept the report, which recommended denial of the application to send. So if you want to call a roll call vote, you're just going to make sure you word it correctly so we vote the right way.
No, whatever the committee.
But I don't think it believes, we took a roll call vote the other night, I don't think it warrants one unless.
What is the pleasure of the council? That's it. That's it? All right. Councilor McCarthy, you have another order, or?
I've got one more.
Yes, sir.
Or actually, two
You're
more.
recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Mr. President, I would ask that we re-vote on that acceptance of the report for the simple fact that there might have been some confusion, at least with this councilor.
Well, Councilor, I wanted to. We'll call the roll then on this.
You just have to say on acceptance of the report.
Yes. The clerk got that? Want roll call, or you just want to show of hands on that?
Show of hands. For show of hands.
Show of hands. All in favor? All in favor? All in favor?
Acceptance of the report.
I think
Councilor Sergeant.
we have to accept the report and then vote on the issue.
Right.
I mean, that's the way we have to do it.
Yes.
Right.
We accept every report and we vote on every issue. So accept the report with a show of hands and then vote on the issue with a roll call vote.
You have to vote on denial. Council, you have to.
You vote on denial, Councilor.
The
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, the acceptance of the report was the acceptance of the report which I just testified to. Now, the report was recommendation to the full city council for denial. So the question in front of the city council now is on the recommendation of the committee to deny the request to send the petition to the state legislature, all is in favor, all is opposed, without going to roll call vote.
All in favor of the rule opposed as stated by the council president just now? Councilor Hamik, you have a question. You have a question, Councilor, and then I'll recognize Councilor Epley. You have a question? Oh, you're pointing at him. Councilor Epley.
I just have, Mr. President, I just have a procedural question, and that is, by voting yes on adopting the recommendation, you are voting yes on keeping the police chief in civil service.
Correct.
Yes.
And because it's the reverse of what we did the last time. And by voting no, we would be voting to take the police chief out of civil service. Is that correct, Mr. President?
That correct, Council President? Yes?
Yes, a yes, it's a yes. If
Yes
you- if
first,
you-
and then
Yes
no.
means no, and no means yes.
Does the council committee, does it understand what we're voting on now?
Yes,
Do you want a roll call or show of hands?
show of hands is fine.
I'd rather think you should have a roll call, Mr. President. Show of hands for a roll call? Show of hands, 3? Clerk will call the roll.
Are we doing a roll, or are we
Yes,
doing?
we are.
Doing a roll.
Do you understand the vote
Let's just double check.
as defined by the council president?
The vote is to accept the recommendation, yes or no, right?
That's a yes vote is to accept the recommendation to leave it in
Yes vote
civil
would be to
service,
accept
and
the
no vote is take it
recommendation
out.
of denial.
All right, yes, keep it in, no to take it
No vote
out.
would mean that you, yes, you make, it's making it more complicated than it needs to be, but yes.
Does the city clerk have the motion?
To accept the denial of the home rule petition.
Yes. it's-
Yes.
Just let me really, can I just please simplify?
Councilor Sergeant.
The yes vote is to accept the denial and keep the police chief in civil service.
Correct.
That's correct. Yes vote. Yes.
Yes.
Clerk will call the roll.
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
No.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
No.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
No.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes.
On the matter as it states on here, the acceptance of denial of the home rule petition, the vote is 8 yeas, 3 nays, 0 absent. I declare the matter adopted, the motion adopted. 8-3. Yes, Councilor McCarthy.
I got my next one.
You want to move that would not be, what is your pleasure?
I move for immediate reconsideration, the hopes do not prevail.
All in favor of immediate reconsideration, open law prevail. All in favor of immediate reconsideration, hands up. Opposed? Opposed. Record the president is opposed. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, September 25th, 2014, the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of a special election to be scheduled by the city clerk for November 4th, 2014, for a binding ballot question to petition the legislature for a special act to remove the city marshal from civil service requirement, has considered said matter and recommend denial.
Remarks on your committee report, sir?
Briefly, Mr. President, in addition to the first order, this one was also brought in by the mayor, and it was asking this body to consider if we were unwilling to move to send the matter to the state legislature to agree to put it on the ballot. And the recommendation was no from the committee. It was 8-2 with 1 absent. And from a personal standpoint, it's, you know, everything that was been said over the last week, it was, you know, no one wanted to go out and get signatures and attempt to put a binding referendum on the ballot by the signatures. So I don't think it was fair to actually consider that this body would put it on there, just, you know, to kind of do an end run around that, and not to do it, to kind of put this body in a position. And to be honest, to be truthful, you know, 6 months ago we stood up and made a vote. It was no. 2 nights ago we stood up and said no, and I think it's, you know, unfair to ask the body then to second guess themselves twice and then turn around and put it on the ballot. And I think the people have the utmost, I have the utmost respect for the voters, and they're entitled to do that, but there's 2 avenues to put it on the ballot, and if they want to put it on the ballot, if there's a big will out there to remove the police chief from civil service for whatever reason, there's, you know, obviously they have an option of a petition drive. I think if the whole situation had been brought to the council 6 months ago and it was simply to put it on the ballot, it might have been a different discussion and a different outlet, because at that point it was just to let the voters decide. That might have been a different discussion. I don't know. I don't have a wayback machine. I can't move back in time. So, but the recommendation from the meeting the other night was to deny the request for a ballot initiative.
Any remarks on the motion? Hearing none. To be consistent, the chair would rule that we call a roll call on this matter?
We have to
And
accept the
Secretary
report.
saying-
Accept the report.
You have to accept the report
Oh,
first.
all right, separate, all right. All in favor of accepting the committee report first? Opposed? So voted. All right. Now the ballot question. Chair will entertain a motion for a roll call. All three said? Sure, clerk will call a roll on the matter of not putting this on the ballot, referendum on the ballot.
May I clear?
Clerk will point.
Yes is to accept the denial vote of the committee and not put this issue on the ballot.
That's correct. Everybody familiar with the vote? Yes. Clerk will call a roll, please.
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famiko?
No.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
No.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes.
Now comes the question of accept denial of the special election. The vote is 9 yeas to deny, 2 nays. I declare the motion adopted, denied. All right. Councilor McCarthy, any additional? Immediate reconsideration, hope not prevail.
So moved.
So moved. All in favor of immediate reconsideration? All opposed?
No.
Wish to create court opposed. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, September 25, 2014. The Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of an ordinance amending Section 32, Section 46, qualifications and selection and appointment of the city marshal, has considered said matter and recommended that this matter remain in committee.
All in favor of the acceptance of the committee report? Opposed? So voted. Remarks, Council President?
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, on Tuesday night, this matter was matter number 169. It's been in committee for a while. It's been a matter that's been alluded to by the administration, the police unions, anybody in the public who's had access to the document has looked it over. It's basically, if it's an ordinance that would, if civil service were to be repealed by either a petition by this body, by the vote of the public, or in a potential case that may come up by the state just not funding civil service anymore, but unfortunately then it would go away. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But so this ordinance was developed in order to try to come up with a framework on how we would select a new chief if that were to happen, either one of those scenarios. There was a limited discussion on it. There's been lots of discussion on it, both publicly and privately amongst different people. And hopefully at some point, I know from the discussions from the room, I know that the police were very passionate in their belief that this next chief should come solely from within, and then they would be open to discussions to look at this language and work on the merits of it and how certain aspects of it would be set up. But at this point, the matter will remain in committee until probably some point that the unions approach us and ask to form a working group with the mayor and a couple members of the city council and some of the unions and kind of go over the language and kind of hash it all out as to what would work, you know, down the road, so to speak. So, but for right now, the motion was to keep the matter in committee.
That's all it does. Keep
That's
it in
all it
committee.
does.
Any remarks on the Councilor Turiel? Ward 5.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to reflect briefly on the whole odyssey we've been on with this issue over roughly the last 6 months or so, I think one of the things that became clear, particularly with the mayor's presentation on Tuesday night, which for those who were not watching it at the time, basically outlined to us, at least I saw what I felt was fairly clearly, that there are avenues within the framework of civil service regulations that potentially allow her to bypass much of the intent of the civil service system within the city by opening it up at a state level. And, you know, I would have preferred that we had tried to manage it in a more orderly fashion that that put a regulatory framework in place for the selection, that we had something as a draft to work on, that we had worked more aggressively to get that in place in the event that either civil service was removed, or to protect us better for selection process if we chose to deal with that upcoming possibility. The will of the body is to keep it in committee, and we will hopefully be able to work on it soon and be able to have something in place to make sure the city has representation, has the kind of selection process, and has the stakeholders that have input into the selection process that I believe that we ultimately need, because civil service may or may not go away in the end. It may wind up being a ballot initiative if the signatures are out there. It will not be through this body at this point, but the next chief, I suspect, will be selected using the next chief, I believe, will be selected not in the manner that we're expecting on Tuesday, and I have some concerns about that, and I hope we wind up in the best situation for Salem regardless, and I hope we have the framework in place soon to work with that.
Any other remarks from any member of the City Council? Recommendation of the committee chairman is remain in committee. Show of hands. All in favor? Opposed? So voted.
Accept the committee report.
You have to accept the committee report first.
All in favor of accepting the committee report? We
No,
did.
No, we didn't.
All right, all in favor of accepting the committee report, remain in committee? Unanimous. Council McCarthy. That's it?
Do I have another one?
Yep, you gotta adopt the recommendation.
On adoption of the recommendation.
All in favor of adoption of recommendation of committee, to leave it in committee? Favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Further committee reports. Take a look. None. Communication from city officials. None. Petitions.
We have a petition from Attorney Stephen P. Lovely to amend the zoning map for the property located at 43 Bridge Street from B4 district to R2 district.
Council Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer the matter to the planning board to schedule a joint public hearing.
Council Famico moves this matter be referred to the planning board to schedule a joint public hearing. Any further discussion? Seeing none. On Council Famico's recommendation, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a list of taxi operator license applications.
Councilor O'Keefe.
I move that they be granted, all of the taxi operators.
Councilor
No
O'Keefe
remarks.
moves that these matters be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have 2 claims.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. Mayor, I move that these 2 claims be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs for their recommendation.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that these matters be referred to the Committee on License and Legal Affairs. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have 1 signed bond.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that the 1 signed bond from the New England Dog Biscuit Company be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs and returned approved.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License and Legal Affairs and returned approved. All those in favor? All those opposed? Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance relative to zoning, Chapter 845, use table of uses NRCC district by adding brewery, distillery, or winery with tasting room.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that this be second and final passage. No remarks.
By roll call vote, please, sir.
Roll call vote, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Gerard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor Terrio?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the adoption for second passage of an ordinance zoning red table of uses NRCC district by adding brewery, distilleries, or winery with a tasting room, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative, the matter carries. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic chapter 42, section 74, general prohibition towing zones, Flint Street.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption, second and final passage. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further unfinished business?
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 74, General Prohibition Towing Zone, Fowler Street.
Council Famiko.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Council Famiko moves for adoption for second final passage. Under discussion, seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? That carries. Further unfinished business?
Second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 57A, Parking Time Limited, Unmetered Zone, Loring Avenue.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move for second and final passage of this ordinance affecting parking in front of 196 and 198 Loring Avenue.
Councilor O'Keefe moves for second and final passage. Under discussion, seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Councilor O'Keefe.
Move for adjournment.
Wait, there's whole, sorry.
Hands are...
Whole bunch of hands. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President, for a point of personal privilege. Just want to wish everyone who is of the Jewish faith, since tonight is the second night of Rosh Hashanah, that I wish you all Happy New Year and a Shana Tova.
Thank you. Very well said. Councilor Epley.
Councilor Gerard beat me to that.
She's quicker with that hand.
I'm the Jewish one.
I don't happen to be Jewish, but one of the things that I just wanted to mention is that to the extent, just as a body, just something to consider, that whenever we're scheduling city meetings, whether it's city council or health or board of health meetings or what have you, is that we make sure that if possible, that we can look at the calendar to make sure that we're observing this major holidays, major religious holidays, if at all possible.
Thank you.
Councilor Fiore.
Yes, please. On a beautiful summer night, a beautiful sunset, I was eating down at Clam Shack in Lois, and had a wonderful exchange with a wonderful man, Jim Qualla. He's a retired professor at Merrimack College and a professor at Salem State University. And his wife was the assistant city clerk for many years. As Councilor O'Keefe may remember, a wonderful, wonderful assistant city clerk. And we were talking, and he had a relative in his family that he purchased a bench for in her memory. A beautiful idea for his mother to have a beautiful bench that many of us know about benches and the Willows and the Winter Island and along the Common. But he came up with a clever idea, and an idea of restored benches, restored tables around the Willows and the Winter Island. He says, any chance of doing that? And lo and behold, I requested the Director of Park and Recreation, and within a short period of time, I heard from Mr. Hooley saying, yes, that's in the works. We have all the forms, prices, how it can be done, to have a table, memory, beautiful picnic table for any family that wishes to be remembered, or benches around the city. And what a living tribute that is. And I thought that was a great idea. We miss Janice Corbett, and I remember working with her. It's amazing. I think Cheryl replaced her, and then Eileen replaced up the ladder. Good. It was a beautiful friendship with Debbie Birkinshaw, former city clerk. It was a beautiful, beautiful people. You're the representative for the Park and Recreation on the City Council, Mr. President. And that's such a wonderful idea to have park benches and tables for the city of Salem. Do you remember past family members? Yeah, I'm thinking of buying one for my own family, too. Great idea. It's wonderful that you represent that board, but wonderful win-win situation for the city of Salem. Thank you.
We've been doing the benches for a while, and we've expanded it to refurbishing picnic tables and existing benches, the older ones with the nice-looking concrete ones with the slats. So it is a wonderful program.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. Councilor O'Keefe.
Move for adjournment.
Councilor O'Keefe moves to adjourn. We stand adjourned. Thank you.